All right, I'm here with Rory, and we're doing a call because Rory, you were good enough to download and leave a review of my new book, and
Mhm.
thank you for that. And so we're actually going to talk about which is called Buying versus Starting a Small Business. It was available live on Amazon stores around the world on Labor Day just a few days ago. Uh, why don't you tell us what you would like to talk about today?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I have been watching your channel for a little while. Just kind of I enjoy the content. Trying to understand a lot of the concepts and all that stuff. I'm totally new at this. But I am interested in buying a business right now. Opportunity has come up and may not be the best time, or even who knows if it's the best business, but I think it's a pretty good shot for me because right now I'm in the middle of working at another business and I want to branch out on my own. And this business that I'm branching out on my own is related to the other business. So it's kind of like, you know, leads, selling leads to each other. It's like a vertical or whatever they want to call it in business.
They're
Um,
the very um,
or
complementary is what you're is
co-
what you're aiming for.
complement, yeah, yes, exactly. They are complementary. They
All
both
right.
have to do with asphalt.
So what is your current business?
So my current business is asphalt repair, right?
What does that
Um,
mean?
just okay. So my brother-in-law owns a large asphalt business, so I do all of his line painting, I do all of his pothole filling, I do his crack filling, as well as asphalt sealing, right? So he subs that out to me, and he just does all the new asphalt projects, right? So that's my business currently.
Okay,
But I
so
want to expand.
potholes, line painting, crack filling, sealing.
Yeah, yeah, and I want to expand.
And what does this business that we're looking at do?
The same thing.
Same thing as what you do today. Okay.
Yeah.
And so is it a direct competitor in your local market or is it in a different place?
Um, it's not, I would say, yeah, it's pretty much a direct competitor, but he's been doing it for a while. He's older, he's going out of business. Yeah, but yeah, he would be a direct competitor, but there's lots of market to go around, I guess. We never really had found him as a direct competitor, I guess, because there's lots of jobs, but yeah, anyways.
So so besides getting leads from your did you say brother or brother-in-law?
Yeah, it's my brother-in-law who owns the asphalt company, so I get leads
Okay.
from him.
So besides getting leads from him, how else do you get clients?
Well, I've only been doing it for a year. This makes going on my second year,
Okay.
and so I have recently, purchased or like built a website, as well as going to be doing some social media marketing, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so right now nobody's looking for you.
Right now, nobody's really looking for no.
Right. How does this other guy, um, we'll call it the target business, how does he get customers?
So he's like 75 years old, this guy. So he's been doing it for 30 years. It was always door to door. So he's got like all these contacts, all these repeat customers that he, you know, calls up or, contacts every few years, and they hire service to maintain their driveway and to maintain their asphalt.
Okay. And so these are the guys that go door to door, um, asking about asphalt sealing.
Yeah,
And how much would it cost me for a typical driveway to get the tar sealant stuff that you guys put down?
it totally depends, right? So like, small driveways might be 600, 700, large driveways might be a couple thousand.
Okay. What would it be on average, do you think?
On average, it's like 40 cents a square foot. Like it really depends, right? Because like we do a lot of country driveways that are quite large, a couple $1,000s, and we do a lot
Okay.
of driveways inside, so I couldn't tell you how much.
So you had sent me some stuff before, and this is a business that's seasonal. They only operate in the summertime because you're in Canada, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I can see there's a page 2023 and it's got sales numbers for 2023 and it's 193 493. Is that the total revenue that they had for 2023?
yeah. That's their reported revenue. So this is where it
Reported
gets
revenue. Okay.
this is where it gets kind of right. So it's like they tell me they make this much, but then when I ask them about to see the actual government stuff, they're claiming something else, right?
Okay. So what are they claiming? Do you know?
You know what? She just sent me the documents like an hour ago, so I haven't even been able to work my way through them.
So based on what you sent me here, I'm seeing 2022 is 190,000.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
a bit.
almost the same. And then
Yeah,
2021 was 173. And
yeah,
these are the quote unquote real sales. Is that the idea?
yeah, yeah,
2020 was a little bit higher. It was like 240 grand. And
yeah.
2019
So
was 300,000. So this business is a little bit smaller than it used to be.
yes, so like I said, he's like 75 years old, and he's been kind of slowing down. And he wants out. So the past couple of years has been slower. Um, yeah,
Okay. Um, and so then I see a list of equipment here too. So
yeah,
there's all kinds of tools, and some of them have numbers beside them. Are those your notes? Did you look up some of this stuff to
yeah,
see what they would cost?
yeah, exactly right. So we like kind of just took estimates, just took the largest pieces of equipment, trailers, all that kind of stuff, and trucks. And I asked him what he thought they were worth, market value right now, and so he kind of threw those numbers out. So yeah,
And do you know
um,
roughly what that adds up to?
I think it was less than 100 for sure. I think it was like 60 to 80K. Let me just
Right.
look here. Here it is. So yeah,
What did you add it up to?
I'm just doing it. Sorry, just like I'm looking here.
Okay.
Uh, 8,000, 13,000, 17, 40, 6, 56. Yeah, I'd probably say like 70K is a good number.
70K.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any information about um, the number of people who hire them every year or anything like that?
He showed me his list of, so like traditionally he just always, probably did it on the back of a napkin or whatever, but his wife has been taking better care of the lists the past year or two. So he showed me like a list or whatever of contacts. It was probably 20, 30 pages long. And half of them had emails on them, half of them had phone numbers on them. Something like that, right? So he probably, I don't know exactly how many per year. Probably a couple hundred for sure.
Okay. And so of this equipment, how much of this equipment do you already kind of own?
See, that's the thing. A lot of this equipment, he's set up for commercial. Like he uses residential, but his equipment is what I want, right? So it's like he's got a nice big commercial truck. He's taking care of it. I've heard he's takes good care of his equipment. Um, and so he's got a big commercial seal tank system. He's got a big commercial storage, like 22,000 gallon like tanker truck storage. system. He's got trailers. He's got like hot rubber applicators, custom made. And so I have some of the stuff, but I only have it in smaller sizes, and so it would be just like a perfect level up. He's got a really nice setup. But probably if I was going to go replace all that stuff, it'd probably cost me a couple hundred K for sure, brand new.
Okay. What does he want for this business?
He started off with 250, and now he went down to 150.
150 grand. Okay. And so you had also sent me a set of financial statements. Um, and we won't share them because the name of the company is on here. But I got to tell you, when I look at these, there's stuff that looks kind of odd.
Mm,
Like like all of the revenue figures are in here as negative numbers, and all
mm.
the expense figures are in here as positive numbers. And I don't know if it's because of the output from the accountant system, but it seems weird to me. Like I
Okay.
I have not seen things look like this before. But basically, the net income reported here, and this is for that's November 30th, 2021. Do I have one here for 2023? There's a balance sheet for 2021. Here's a balance sheet for 2020 and 2019. Um, yeah, I don't see an income statement for 2023, but the income statement I have, this 2021 one, um,
Mhm.
comes to a net income of $2,200. So to your point, and the sales on this one are only 156, and the 2021 numbers that we had looked at before that were written in the handwriting came up to
Mhm.
173. So it would appear that there's like another $18,000 or so here of difference between the two. And I'm just looking here if there's anything on here. There is wages and salaries. Uh, oh, and then there's some COVID subsidies in here too.
Mm.
Anyway, but regardless, it doesn't look like much of a business. Like that, maybe the guy is putting some money in his pocket from some cash sales over the course of the summer. But I mean, he's trying to say wink, wink to you that he's really doing 200 grand in sales. But
Mhm.
at 200,000 in sales, it's from what we can see here, there's not a whole big opportunity to really make any money. Like, how many people will be working with him on this?
He says he's got 3 employees currently.
Okay, so this wage and salary of 43,000, that's probably those three people, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Like 15 grand each over the course of the like 5 months.
I guess that wouldn't be his salary, right? It would be their salary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's what it appears to be. Because
Yeah.
if you hired a couple of people over the course of a summer season for 5 months and they were working pretty much
Hmm.
all the time, I'm sure they would end up earning like 15 grand each,
Yeah.
right? I don't see any other expense on here that would be like for the owner. So maybe that's the difference in the revenue that there's like 18,000 in cash he's kind of putting in his pocket and he thinks that he's doing well for that. Like I think that we probably both realize this isn't worth anywhere close to what he's asking,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So what would prevent you
Hmm.
from so he does commercial, a lot of commercial.
No, he does. He
He
does mostly residential also.
he does mostly residential, but he can do commercial.
Yeah, he's got a big truck that I like. Yeah, a big his whole setup from his truck to his trailer to his rubber crack filling. What else? Yeah, it's just like even his big tank there too, right? The both of them, like it's perfect for commercial. But yeah.
How how long has 40 cents a square foot been the rate for this kind of stuff?
So I don't know, but I think that like even 40 cents a foot, like I was just talking to someone yesterday, and they said they were doing all right with between 25 to 35, right? So in commercial, right? And I know that I can do like if I'm getting 35 cents a square foot for asphalt ceiling, I'm doing really well, you know.
Yeah, but commercial, we're talking about like car dealerships, right? That's a lot of square feet.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like a lot of these old retirement homes too. They probably I just quoted one I think that was 35,000 square feet at 35
Yeah.
cents a foot. That's like 9K, I guess.
So what do you charge for residences then? Not the same price, I hope.
Around the same, maybe a little bit lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Shouldn't a residence be higher? Much smaller job, more setup.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that like if I'm at 25 to 35 cents a square foot, I'm doing all right, I think. But if we yeah, yeah, 25 to 35 is good in residential, and maybe yeah, if I get 45 in commercial, that's really or 35 in commercial, that's really good. 30 cents.
You realize this is backwards to everything else in the universe, right? Like if you buy the party pizza, you pay less
Yeah.
per slice than if you walk in at lunchtime and say, I want one slice of pizza for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
So
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 in commercial, we probably wouldn't get full 35. We probably get more like 20, 15, 20.
okay. So the the challenge here is that if he's got such a great business and he only brings in a couple hundred grand over the season,
Mm-hmm,
even if you buy his business and you only do 200,000 a year, it looks like you're only going to make like 18 grand.
mm-hmm,
Like I question whether this whole thing is worth anyone's time.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Like how have you done over your first year?
Um, yeah, I think I'm doing okay. I mean, I own the business. I've probably done, um, I think my first year was last year. I
Mhm.
did 70 in revenue and I took home 35. And then this
Okay.
year
That
is
that's a
100 and I
very
take,
different story than what this guy's doing.
yeah,
Now, do you have any employees?
yeah, I have two.
Do. And so you're able to cover your costs and your employees and everything. And when you look at his financial statement and you see all of the different things like insurance and office supplies and all that kind of stuff, you've also covered all of that and in the 35,000 of costs that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. He's obviously like just totally fudging his financial statements, right? I
Well,
don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. Like, and then that's why I'm asking you because you know this business,
Yeah.
right?
Like, yeah.
So when he does, you know, 200,000 of revenue in 2021, and 2021 is the only income statement I have here from the accountant. But if he told you he did 173 in that year, on these financial statements, he shows 40,000 of purchases for tar. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know his usual purchases, but I could see if he did 200K in business,
Well,
30%.
he did 173 and he
Yeah.
spent 39 on tar. That would be 23%.
Mm,
So did you spend about 23% of your 70 grand on tar?
I don't know. I would probably say close to that. 20 around 20 to 20% probably on tar.
Okay. So that if it sounds correct, we're going to say it's correct. But this is the kind of thing that you need to be doing to look at this business
Hmm.
because you have inside industry knowledge.
Yeah.
You should be able to look at this business
Hmm.
in a better way than the average outsider.
Hmm.
because the average outsider won't have any frame of reference at all,
mhm,
but you do. So
mhm,
this is the kind of thing you want to do is you want to be looking at what what is he spending on these key things versus what you spend, and are they in line? This is how you're going to tell to what degree the financial statements here are kind of fudged or messed up, right? But if you so what you're telling me is that if you had his business and you did another $200,000 a year of revenue,
mhm.
that you should make another 100 grand. Do you think that that would be accurate?
I would, yes. And I've
Okay.
talked to many people in my industry, and many of them claim 50% profit. Like it's a very high profit margin industry,
Okay.
and I
So,
feel like it's the same in my business about that.
so he's got like $10,000 of accounting and legal expenses in here. That seems crazy high. He's got only $500 of advertising. He's got 1,300 of business fees and licenses, $10,000 of insurance. How much did you spend on insurance?
Not 10,000. I think I got it like $150 a month or something.
Okay. And are you insured for, if a hose breaks and you spray tar across the side of someone's house and ruin their siding?
I believe so. It's something I should really look into, obviously, more. I don't know exactly what
So,
I'm all.
do you have business liability insurance, or are you just talking about a policy on a vehicle?
I believe I have business liability insurance. Like, I've just started. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, I had a call come in. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I believe I have business insurance. And I think I pay like 150 to 250, but I am not 100% sure on that.
Okay. He's got interest of 1,100. He's got credit card charges of 5,200. He's got office supplies of 2,200. He's got building maintenance of 6,000 and property taxes on here. So he's got expenses on here from a building.
Mm.
Uh, where do you run your business from?
So I run my business out of my home, my property, and I'm thinking about transferring it over to my brother-in-law's property.
Okay. Is
Ju-
he going to charge you rent?
Yeah, he probably would.
Okay. Then there's propane in here. Would some of the equipment run off propane?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the hot rubber. I believe that's it though. Just the hot rubber melter.
Okay. He's got $3,900 worth of propane. How much did you spend on propane?
Um, Probably not even close to that much. But then again, he uses a different melter than me, and he probably does a lot more crack fill.
Okay. Um, then there's motor vehicle expenses, diesel and gas. He's got $8,000 worth of the diesel and gas. He's got electric bills in here, repair and maintenance, travel expenses, cell phone. Okay. So
Seems like his expenses are all quite high. Eh?
yeah, but um the only thing really that he's got in here that I mean nobody I mean the thing that he's got going on in here that would be a little bit abnormal is he's got these building related expenses because he's running it from a property he owns, but
Mm,
you're going to have rent, right?
mm,
So so I guess my question is if this guy is doing business in the same area that you are,
mm,
um, what stops you from just competing with him? Because you can get 500 door hanger, sort of flyers printed at Vistaprint for a couple $100,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and you can go, compete for the business.
Yes, I totally can do that. But the thing is, I want his equipment, and I know he's
Okay.
going out of business. I think his equipment, if I get his equipment, like not for 150K, let's say, like obviously, let's say I could get it for what it's worth, like 70 or 80K plus, would it be worth it then? Right?
Mm.
If the value of the equipment, it might be worth it. And then just the leads that he has, you know. if I can get anything from him, I'll obviously get everything I can from his leads. His proposition is he'll continue in the business for a couple of years, like selling for me, right? Like getting me all these leads. So, anyways, yeah,
Interesting. Okay. So there's very little, I think, here to hang your hat on.
yeah,
And we're talking about a very, very, very small business here, a really
yeah,
minute level of sales, right?
hmm
So, so here's what I would propose.
hmm
Um, is I would propose you go back to him with this. Is you say to him, "I'll buy all your gear for 70 grand, and I'd like you to come back for the next 3 summers to do sales for me, and I'll give you 10% of whatever you sell."
okay, yeah,
Is
okay,
that if he continues to do $200,000 a year in revenue, then that would be 70 plus another, 20, 20, 20, another 60. That would add up to 130, which is almost what he's asking for.
yeah, okay, yeah. I like that. I think that's totally fair. Um, yeah, yeah, I love it.
Because really, I don't think this guy has a business to sell. If he's just doing sales and he's just putting money in his pocket that sort of is the cash or whatever, then I mean he's doing this and setting this whole operation up to earn basically 20 grand anyway.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
not really a business. He just sort of owns a part-time job.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to break the news to him. But he might just take it anyways because he has to get out of it, right? Like he's 75 years old. Um, Nobody else is offering him anything for it right now. So yeah.
Yeah. And when you go back to him with this deal, be fully aware that he may say no,
hmm
that you may end up having to talk with him several times over the course of the winter.
hmm
And he may, really actively try hard to find someone else that's going to pay him more for it.
hmm
Which, that's his prerogative. It's his business. He obviously wants to get as much as he can for it. Um, but he very well could come back to you kind of just before the season starts and be a lot more motivated if he can't find someone to pay him more.
That's right. That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Was there anything else that you were thinking about this one that you wanted to
No,
cover with me?
no, it was awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Super clear, very instructive, and I'll continue to watch your YouTube channel.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad I was able to help. It's to me, this is really a case of, he basically just owns a job and he's got some equipment.
Yeah.
Um, he certainly has not been putting in the effort to prepare this for sale.
hmm
Um, you know, if he had been, he would have been trying to have sales growing. He would be trying to show good profit. He would have some kind of clear and concise package put together. He's got none of that stuff. In my mind, this is like many small trades oriented businesses where you've kind of got like the plumber who owns a van full of tools
hmm
and, it works every day, but only earns what a plumber should kind of for their skill. And when it
hmm
comes time to sell, really they just have a van and some tools to sell. And that's the scenario that this guy's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's actually a great scenario for me as a buyer, right? Because that
It
means,
is. I would just hope that you run it differently, right? That that you
oh yeah,
learn from
of
his
course.
situation.
Yeah. No, I just want his tools. Honestly, I just want his truck and stuff. I think I could save a lot of money to get my foot into the market. And yeah, yeah, and then make it a lot bigger company and take it commercial, which is the plan.
So you do this in the summertime only because
Yeah,
you're in Canada.
yeah.
What do you do in the winter?
Um, Not very much. We work in Ottawa. It's just go 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 all summer long, and then in the wintertime it's pretty quiet. I plan on just working on my business more in the winter, and actually, um, the wintertime is probably a great time to do commercial sales, right? For all
Yeah.
these companies um, that are thinking about their parking lots. Oh my, the danger, the potholes, the cracks that need grinding, all this stuff, right? All this safety stuff that they're thinking during the winter. Yeah,
Um, do you want a tip or something to work towards that could really make this into a valuable business?
sure.
So I would recommend that you consider getting into snow removal as well.
Okay.
And here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it would really be fantastic if you could approach commercial property owners with a package where you do the snow removal, sealing, crack repair, pothole repair, and line striping,
Mm-hmm.
and they sign a 12-month contract for a flat monthly fee year round.
Yeah, that
So
would be
total parking lot management, cleaning, sweeping, lines, everything to do with the parking lot, making sure it functions all the time for one price paid monthly.
that would be amazing.
Yeah. That if you built this up over several years and you got a whole bunch of accounts like that,
Mm-hmm.
um, that would make a really valuable business for you.
Have you heard of Asphalt Kingdom on YouTube?
I have not.
Oh, okay. He's a young, well, probably his mid 40s, but entrepreneur. But he's an asphalt, and he's teaching young asphalt entrepreneurs how to turn their businesses into valuable businesses and exploding them and you marketing and all. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it actually, but yeah, he's pretty much saying the exact same thing. Like that's what you want to build is like a parking lot maintenance business. That is like a sales and marketing company first, pretty much, and a maintenance business second. But yeah, so
Yeah.
you're saying.
Well, I make YouTube videos, but believe it or not, I do not spend much time watching YouTube. I
There you go.
Anyway, but best of luck, Rory. Thanks for buying and reviewing the book. And for everyone else out there listening, if you haven't got a copy yet, head over to Amazon. Buying versus starting a small business. What what do you think of? What did you think of the book?
I honest, I haven't read it yet. I only bought it 2 days ago, so I'm gonna
Ah,
read it though. I can't wait.
all right. Well, make
All
sure
right,
you leave a review on Amazon.
all right, will do.
All right. Thanks, Rory. Bye.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.